Welcome back to the Sane Society, where we're saying about society.
Damn, I fucking jumped into that. Yo.
He's trying to get it done quick.
Yo.
We have myself, Jochik, Justman, and Jagad, and this is our movie review of Evil Dead
Rise.
Rises.
Rises or Rise? I don't know.
Rise.
Evil Dead Rises.
Yeah.
Rise.
Well, it's
Evil
supposed
Dead
to be the
Rise?
second
Evil
The
Dead
installment.
Evil Dead Rise 2.
Whatever.
The Happening.
It's the second installment
Evil Dead Rise.
to the
Yeah.
Evil Dead
Franchise.
remake franchise.
Yeah. That came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So it's been 10 years since we've been waiting on this fucking movie.
Nobody's
First
been
of all.
anticipating it. Or not, at least
I've been anticipating it.
I have not. I just
Yo,
kinda
that
just
first
watched
one
it.
was good. That
I'm
was
not
like,
gonna lie.
when I watched that first one, I was like, yo, this is a pretty well crafted.
Yeah.
I'm not
horror
gonna lie.
movie.
I haven't seen the first one.
So you went
I just
blind?
went blind.
Okay. So quick
That's
plot
wild.
summary
Dude.
for this movie. This
You know what?
family-
You
what's
missed
up?
the
These-
beginning. First of all, you
these-
let me do it because you
Aye,
missed
go
the
ahead, go ahead.
beginning.
Aye, go
These
Go ahead.
So first, it opens up in a cabin, and
in the woods.
Yeah.
and you have this girl just laying on her bed. You don't really see her face. She's just passed out. And then you have this other girl. She comes in. She's reading a book, and she's kind of talking to the girl that's laying on her bed, and that girl's replying to her. And then she starts reading her
Like
book.
moans though. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of just like almost like she's like sleepy, right? And
Mhm.
she's just kind of barely responding. And then she's reading her book, and as she's reading her book, basically this demonic the girl starts reading the saying the words
On
the
the
lines
page.
word for word,
Yeah.
and then it starts getting into like a demonic voice, and
Yeah.
she's kind of like, "Yo, what's up with you? What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And goes to like touch her, and she freaks the fuck out, turns around, and she rips her scalp, like her hair off her scalp, and then she goes running outside with like no scalp. You can see like
the
basically-
skull.
Yeah, you can see like the skull and all the blood and all that stuff, right? And this guy's pissing on the dock with like he's got a drone in the air, and he's just kind of vibing. And she turns around and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, what happened?" And then she comes out, like both of them are out coming outside, and she basically takes the one that's possessed takes the drone, and just hits it into her face,
Her own face.
her own face. And you would assume like this kills her because she drops into the water after. And then I don't know if these guys were related or dating or whatever.
I think the guy was dating the
The girl.
possessed
The
girl.
The girl. Because he
Yeah.
jumps in the water to go save her.
Yeah.
But she didn't actually die, and she basically, I guess, just kills him or munches on him or something.
Some shit.
Because it's in the water and you don't see it, and it's all bloody.
Yeah.
And then you just see like his head pop out, and then she rises up from the water, and then you see in the background you see the Evil Dead Rise text come up, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was like
And then from there, it's like, oh, 1 day prior. And then that's where the story starts with
the family.
this
So
family.
what's the story? That's
So-
what I was. I
so
was
we're
like,
getting.
you didn't have to go scene by scene, bro. I
Well-
literally was just gonna break it down. Like, yo, this is the overall plot. You're like, yo, let me tell you scene by scene. How the fuck this movie
well,
goes down right
no,
now?
cause
You
okay,
feel me?
Because to
God?
be, cause no, cause well, there's a reason for it though. It's because that was the first 5 minutes of what we got to see in the movie,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you very rarely see a horror movie
start that
into the
strong.
horror.
Yeah.
There's a lot of build up into this
lot
horror,
of build up.
so that's why I really wanted to kind of go over that.
All right. So,
But I guess the generic plot, if we're gonna do that,
which we do.
which we do, like,
So
Boy
if we're
finds
gonna do that-
boy finds book.
Basically-
Book turns mom into demon. Demon tries to kill rest family. Rest family dies. Aunt takes child away. Goes home. Rest in peace.
essentially, and then the the bodies of this dead aunt or whatever somehow finds like the evil shit goes inside this girl that went to the cabin,
Yeah.
which was the
scene.
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's get into it, cause yeah,
That was a good summary.
yeah, I guess
Great
so.
summary.
I guess so. I mean, if you see the movie, you know what we're talking about. If
That's
you
true.
haven't, that's
Yeah.
a shit summary.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Okay.
You're
anyways,
horribly wrong.
So
Right?
Piece of shit. Dog shit. Hot dog water looking at.
You titty sucking bitch.
You're a groupie, right?
Oh shit, you got me there.
anyways.
So, yeah, like the beginning, even the title card, like the way
Yeah.
that came out, that was pretty cool. In the beginning, it was already so gory, so that kind of set the standard already.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been waiting for this movie because the first one had just done so well.
Mm-hmm.
So going into this, I'm expecting just a next level of horror that we haven't really
Yeah.
seen in a while.
Okay, since you just brought that up, what do you think? Did you get that next level of horror?
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
I did not. I think their VFX stuff, everything was good. I think
Mhm.
their
It was just blood, bro.
it
literally
was just blood,
everywhere.
but they were willing to do things that I feel like other horror movies like maybe like they're just not willing to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like that just because like they were willing to kill kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then even the demon biting the guy in the face and eating like his eyeball.
Eyeball.
And shit.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't really see stuff like that in a horror movie.
That
Not
hallway,
really.
that hallway sequence was hilarious. So they're looking
Yeah.
through the people, and
just
you see a
kids
kid running.
Yeah.
and then
And-
this
and they
demon
don't
just
even
walking
care.
slowly by.
And that's the thing, like they're like they see him and they're not like, yo, let's go out there and help him. They're like, nah, like we boarded this up, the door is closed,
But
like
see,
we're not
bro,
coming.
where
out
did
there.
okay? Like there was a group of 3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they not come from another apartment?
Apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So couldn't he run back into the apartment and board it up just like what
Yeah.
they did?
But they're kids, right? So it's like, are they really running that fast? You have a demonic entity,
The
probably
demon was
high kneeing,
walking.
just high kneeing the whole way.
No, I
We
swear.
saw how it was walking.
No, but you
bro.
know, but you know what I mean. Like that shit was crazy. But even,
He's like, yo, that shit was crazy.
yeah, yo, but even like, yo, they slammed that kid against the wall, and the dead body's there the whole time. Like that's,
No
Yeah,
arms.
No arms.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't see graphic shit like that, especially for kids
Yeah.
that often.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can give it props for that type of stuff, but I think they overdid it on the blood,
100%.
and it would have been nicer had they been more graphic instead of having blood cover over a lot of that stuff.
Everything.
I think
Yeah.
I think that's because of the budget.
Yeah.
And it probably is because of the budget, but like there was that scene with the cheese grater.
Yeah.
I was really
Yeah.
expecting like a nice screeching pain coming from her, and also you're seeing
the skin.
you're seeing the skin
You could
peel
see it.
off.
Oh well, you could
But-
see it like hanging off of the grater.
You could see it, but like I was really hoping that she was really doing
Going at it,
getting
yeah.
getting at her like that. But no, and then it happened almost so quick where when you had first seen her grab the cheese grater, you're
Mhm.
like, don't tell me. Like you're sitting there, like,
Yeah.
you're almost cringing
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
And
I
then-
literally
and then-
I grabbed you. I was like, oh fuck, it's about to
Yeah,
happen.
right? And then they did it, and you're like, oh, that's not even bad.
Yeah,
no, but
yeah.
I
Right.
definitely cringed when she ate the glass and she
Yeah,
swallowed
and she
it.
swallowed it.
And
Yeah,
then
you
you
see
see
the
it-
pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
and I think that was a
no
really
way.
great thing. Like just when they really just removed the sounds,
Yeah.
and then you're sitting, and it's obviously a really creepy moment, and then you could hear the gulp and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the sound effects were one thing that they did really
Mhm.
well.
The
'Cause-
direction was very well done too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like
have
the different angles that
angles.
we got.
So like the peephole shot.
Yeah,
Great
Yeah.
the
shot.
yeah, and that was a great
That
way
was,
to,
yeah.
because you're seeing it from their view,
Mhm,
and you're just seeing a
mhm.
bunch of shit go down, and it's
Yeah.
almost like you don't even know what's happening, and you're just here. And
Yeah.
when the demon goes in the like up above,
The vents.
and then they're looking through the people, and they're like, yo, we don't know where it went, and then you're almost with them, and I feel like it would have been nice had
It been POV.
yeah
Yeah.
that would have added to it.
Mhm.
And then even when the aunt is trying to figure out more about the vinyl,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and she has the headphones on,
Yeah.
and the way the audio cuts there, and then you can see the demon crawling around in the back,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it's just adding the suspense. But then I feel like when it came to that really suspenseful climax, it didn't.
It was
hit.
terrible.
They like missed it.
It was so bad.
because she didn't really
she
do
didn't
anything.
do anything at all.
It was kind of like she turns,
literally. Yeah.
like she saw her in the reflection, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then you didn't really get to see, like if she had like grabbed her face and smashed it into the wall or something, or like
yeah.
then you would have been like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it would have actually really hit
Like
you.
it's like nothing happens there, and then she gets thrown out of the room.
The room just pans
and
outside.
it pans
Yeah.
outside,
Yeah.
and so it was all that build up for nothing.
Yeah.
You know. And I feel like the same thing was with the whole, and I think this is maybe a budgeting thing,
Mhm.
but when they're following the vents,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
and behind them is the other
The
daughter,
other, yeah, and
who's
like
in a
wrapped
full-
up in the
wrapped
blankets.
up in a blanket. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so to me, when I watched the movie, none of the possessed people looked scary.
I
they
don't know.
all look-
I would
they-
counter that.
I think
they
the
all
I think
looked-
the mom
they
looked
were doing a good
scary
job of
enough.
looking
No, no,
scary.
she,
But,
I
like,
think her acting was really
Her
well
acting
done.
was phenomenal.
I
was
think
done,
they-
but I mean, like in terms of like
I
face
also-
makeup and stuff.
I also think they casted that really well.
The mom.
The mom.
The mom for
Yeah,
sure.
for
The
She
sure.
mom
had
for
like
sure.
she had so like her expressions
Oh yeah.
were
yeah.
on point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And they were creepy enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And
but I didn't like none of them looked as like, so you had their norm and then how they looked possessed. It wasn't like a completely different like
Okay.
abnormality, right?
Yeah. And I
Whereas
think that
I
might-
thought they were gonna use that whole like wrapping her up in the thing to change her face
I
to make
think-
her
yeah.
scarier, but nothing happened.
definitely
it was nothing.
definitely like a budget thing there.
Yeah,
Because it could either be their VFX or just their makeup overall.
Mhm.
Because
Possibly.
when that daughter gets burned alive, when you see her after, like you see kind of like a malformed face and stuff, but
Mhm.
there's not enough detail
No,
or
not at all.
anything
and
there.
it's only for like a
a
split,
split second, like,
yeah.
and it would have been really gruesome to see all that.
I mean, their entire
Right.
CGI budget went into that fucking monster at the end.
I guess so.
yeah.
The little hand.
And
hand
even
beast.
even the kid at
From
the end, the kid
Demon
at the end
Slayer?
was just a bloody face covered like all over his face, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
There wasn't anything different. Like his eyes didn't really add enough to it.
No.
And I mean, going with the title of the movie, with Evil Dead Rise, I would be expecting them to rise in a different manner. Because the way it went from in the order how she killed everyone,
Yeah.
you had the people in the
The hallway.
hallway do nothing until the
Yeah,
very end,
The very end.
and
Yeah.
then they rose up.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that was really cool was when it started changing the daughter, because it gradually started changing it, and she was trying to like figure it out,
Yeah.
and then you just see her in the middle of
But how?
in the corner of the kitchen, all fucked up. Like she's like,
like,
couched
like,
up,
bro,
and she's
she
like
cut
this,
her.
and
She cut her with
Tattoo gun.
a tattoo
it's
gun.
because she put the gun in through her temple,
Yeah,
and the
it's-
blood from it was her
Didn't she?
blood.
Didn't
and
she lick
licked
her?
too? She licked her too.
She licked her too, but that blood, it basically like the transfer of blood into her blood, so it like seeped
Yeah.
through there.
No, but everyone else.
I thought it was a licking.
Yeah,
that she
everyone
licked.
else
everyone
made
else
no
in the
sense.
hallway.
It
There
made
was
no
no
sense.
I thought
sort
it was-
of
I thought it was-
transfer of anything.
Exactly.
No, I thought it was a licking because when you see the aunt flip the page, it showed like the demon with like its
When
tongue
she
out,
was-
like licking something.
I thought
Yeah.
when she was trying to lick her that the brother had saved her, because he
That's what I
came
thought
and
too.
attacked.
That's what I
attacked
thought
her.
too. But then when I saw the book and it showed like the demon with the tongue
Yeah.
out, like licking as like the next step,
Yeah,
that's when like I thought.
I thought the biggest thing right now is like the blood transfer thing is like the most concrete, because
The-
she that's
yeah.
what she used as the tattoo ink, and then she was able to actually scar her with that, and that's where it started like malforming,
Yeah.
right? If it was the licking thing, like, cause that was going into like her throat or some shit when she brought her tongue out. I don't know what she was doing with that tongue.
Yeah, I don't know. What she
but it
doing
was
with that
yeah.
tongue.
Like,
Like the thing is, they kept the movie in like basically one room.
which I thought was.
Budgeting.
It's budgeting, but like that,
Did you
it-
not like that or you liked it?
I didn't like that.
I kind of like.
I
it.
actually liked it.
Because I was like, yo, it's not as like you kind of know where you're at. It's not as like for me. I guess maybe because I wanted more from the movie,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and maybe that's on me. But I like when the movies are like a house and there's more going on and it makes more sense.
And his ability to survive, like there's actually
No, not only that, but if you're in a room
It-
that's not that big,
You-
you're aware what's happening to everybody in
Everybody
Yeah.
in that room.
that
Yeah.
room. The daughter
weren't
was
aware.
they weren't aware at all.
yeah.
Right? Whereas like
I
when
get
you
that.
have a house, you have maybe 3 different floors. It makes sense if
It
different
does.
things are happening in
And you're
different
not
rooms
aware
and
of
you're
it.
not aware.
Yeah.
That's
Whereas
true.
if you're all in the same space, that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
Uh-huh.
like when she was
Like it happens on 2 different
yeah
occasions.
when she was looking at the book and her daughter or that daughter is changing, and then
Yeah.
the other two siblings are just kind of
doing nothing.
scared and
Doing
shit.
nothing. They don't
Wha-
even check up on the other
Yeah.
siblings.
Yeah.
Which is like why aren't they staying together? Why are
Together.
they like you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right, but we can't even be like if we get into that, we can't even be asking logical questions because this entire movie is illogical, as
Illogical from the
fuck.
beginning.
From the very beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just so convenient that this earthquake happens that happens to unearth this vault where this kid's
Okay,
like, let
the-
me go into this vault.
The earthquake thing, honestly, is I wouldn't say a convenient thing. That's just
It was used as
that
a
was
pl-
a
it was
way.
used as a plot
It was
device.
a
to
It,
plot
it was
device
just a
to
plot
move
device,
shit
but like
forward.
an earthquake can always happen.
and you
like,
know what's crazy?
having that open up where this thing was sealed, like that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the rest of the stuff that you're like.
no, because I had turned to like whoever I was sitting with, and I was like, "Look, watch some stupid event unearth this book." That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened, right? And then we see a vault, a bank vault.
But isn't that like a horror cliche?
It is, but it's like you could have done something else, you
That's
know?
true.
But
true.
yeah, the kid enters the vault,
But you
Not even, but there's a vault to enter, and he's not like, oh, let me, because they need money.
Yeah.
We know they need money.
and
Yeah.
And so that's
he was
his,
trying to
that's
go
his
in there
motive.
to get money.
That's his motive, right?
Yeah.
To get money.
And that made
But
sense.
he doesn't even go into the vault that would have all the money. He starts looking into
Weird
books
shit.
and random
Weird
shit,
shit.
right? And you're telling me that
The
you're
tomb.
you first of all, you see a giant fucking cross with like a Jesus on it. Then you see a bunch of crosses dangling from the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and you see a tomb, and you're like, "Word,
Let
let
me
me
open
steal
it."
all whatever's in here."
Yeah.
And then you find a book made of human flesh, and you're like, "Yeah, I should take this to my
Yeah.
house."
Yeah.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And so, and not only that, like
when the book first opens up, they drop a piece of like a little bit of blood
it
on
cuts him. It cuts him. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
the
not-
mouth opens up.
and the mouth opens up. They're not like, let's just not look at this anymore.
Yeah.
He continues.
Con-
like the
continues.
only one who has common sense is the girl.
Is that girl?
She's like, "Yo, stop," and he just continues.
Even the younger daughter was, I guess you could say, like almost more mature.
Yeah.
Even her just being like a 4-year-old daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, when she was talking to her aunt, she was like, "Oh, you at least you're gonna make a good mom. Like you at least lie to kids."
Lie to
like,
kids,
like
yeah.
there
I-
was things like that
yeah,
where she was saying
yeah,
where I'm like,
yeah.
"Wow, this is," and she's surviving. Like she's putting in work,
Yeah.
even if it's in her own way. But you know,
like here's the other thing too, right? All of their decisions didn't make sense. Like basically of how
What about the convenience of the vinyl?
that's what I mean. The
That too.
convenience of the
That
vinyl,
too.
the convenience that the
Aunt.
groupie aunt somehow can like hotwire all this
Yeah.
shit just
Yeah.
to have the exact
Like,
shit that they
yeah.
need to work, right?
yeah.
No, and like the thing is, when I watch horror movies, I watch them to like unravel the secrets of
Yeah.
what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
There was no secrets in this movies to be unraveled.
What do you mean the secrets of what's happening?
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so for example, like let's say, like I'm giving you an example, right? Movies happening, X person possessed, right?
How are they gonna unpossess
How are they gonna? And how did that even start? Like, and they start like diving into
You're saying
diving.
so you're more into like the lore and stuff of it.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a huge part of horror movies, right? Whereas this movie,
Well, but you
there
could-
was no lore.
The lore was basically there was a
Nothing.
priest
There
that
was
found
no
this
lore,
dead
yeah.
like this the book of like the
yeah,
dead or
so
whatever,
How did, 'cause he,
and then he translated it.
And-
Turns
okay,
out you
okay,
shouldn't translate
okay.
it because there's no way to beat whatever
yeah,
the demon
and,
is.
and then but he somehow beat it still and sealed it in this tomb.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That's
So,
weird.
there
Because
was,
in the vinyl he says
Exactly,
there's no way to beat it.
Exactly.
You just have to run.
Exactly. But the thing is,
but they
it-
didn't beat it.
They
no,
didn't.
They didn't. But he.
But
did.
he did.
Oh, he originally did.
Yeah.
Or
So
whoever.
that doesn't make sense. And the other. The
Actually,
other thing is,
no.
like, maybe.
Well,
'cause
actually,
the
you don't
vinyl
know
could have
that.
Said, oh, maybe there's
Wait,
more.
actually, you don't know that though.
What do you mean?
The recordings were there, but you don't know if
He was. The
it
one
happened
who,
later on.
like somebody
But
else.
then
did it?
Because
again,
like
who
they
did
like
it?
they had not give they didn't give enough information about the lore and what had happened prior that it kind of left a lot of it just up in the
no,
air.
but the book was
For you
not active prior.
How do you know that?
What do you mean? Like it was closed.
It was
The teeth
closed.
were closed. The
No,
blood
no,
that
no. But
activated
it could have
right?
it could have been. No, I'm saying like
How did that stop?
no. I'm saying it could have gotten stopped later on. Like
By who?
that original recording was not able. They were not able to stop it. It just happened later on.
But then
But
that's
who
a question.
stopped
It's
it?
like
How
by
did they
who
stop
and
it?
how.
No idea. Cause
Right?
but
Like,
even
now
the
there
first
has
Evil
to
Dead,
be-
you don't know how that
no, but
was.
like
know
now
what
there
I
has
mean?
to be like this
I haven't
is
seen it.
there's this
So-
evil book of flesh, a good book of
So
water.
even
I don't know.
so even
Sure,
even the
whatever.
first one, they have it's human flesh, right?
Okay.
It's almost the same thing where you see a book. The guy finds a book in the cellar underneath the cabin,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts looking at it, and he
Yeah.
starts like reading it and stuff.
yeah.
And that's kind of where it starts going downhill. And in the same way where that kid dropped blood on it,
Mhm.
and then that was the instance that led all this evil to their apartment
Yeah,
and possessed
yeah.
their mom.
Yeah.
Well, it
This
was reading the
girl,
words,
this
but
girl is outside while this guy's reading the book, and this same evil entity thing is like chasing her, and she can kind of feel that something's like chasing, and she's running away. She trips, and these vines, I guess you could say, like they crawl up her thing,
they like
and
penetrate
they
her.
penetrate
Yeah,
her,
Yeah.
and that's how she becomes possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What type of fucking hentai are you guys watching?
Yeah. This is legit. Like they don't.
This
It's,
guy's like, send me the link right now.
so and then from there you see like an actual shift in her.
Like the slow.
you
it's slow
you can see
progression.
her sweating.
Yeah.
You can see her becoming more pale
Yeah.
and slowly becoming more demonic.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, they got rid of all that.
It just instantly.
You see her you see the mom getting murked out in the elevator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as soon as she's home, she's already possessed and she's
Possessed,
already
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They skipped out on all that stuff, which is crazy because this is almost like a 2-hour movie. Like they
Yeah.
Hour and a half.
is it an hour and a half?
Yeah.
It started. Hold on.
I mean, when I was looking at it,
You looked at
it's
it?
a-
Hour
it's
and
an
a
hour
half? Like after without credits. I
Yeah,
saw it was
so-
like an hour 46 or something. But anyways, either way,
1 hour
Yeah.
36.
Like,
okay.
again, they lean into the whole noise canceling headphones trope, and I've been saying
Yeah.
undefeated in every single horror
Yeah.
movie.
I did expect better though, because even though you see these guys make dumb mistakes, you can like depending on how they set up the situation, you can say I can see that happening.
No, it's like at the end, right? They like run out the garage, right?
Yeah.
And they did a very good job of building that suspense of trying to get under the garage, trying to
Yeah.
get through, right?
And
But
then,
then
then
she
she gets
ge-
dragged.
She get okay. First of all, you're the demon. You drag the kid. GG's. That kid should have been.
She should have been dead.
instantly.
She should have
been
She
dead.
throws her in like the wood chipper for what?
So
For what?
That-
well, it
that's
wasn't even the
kind
wood
of-
chipper. It was just the back of a truck.
It was
Back of a truck. Yeah.
but to be
For
honest,
what?
this is kind of where I didn't mind the freedom of the movie that they had, because
Yeah.
they kind of said that the evil entity it just wanted chaos, and it kind of feeds off the chaos. So throughout the whole movie, you're seeing all these instances where you're like, okay, why is this demon just sitting there, kind of mocking them and just like screwing around?
Yeah.
But it's just trying to get more fear out of these guys and just like
No,
screw
but
with
see,
them,
I thought like it
which
was
I
going,
thought was actually nice.
Does it not want the book?
Also,
I don't think so. I think the book was to release it, and then the book is kind of depicting how the progression of this evil entity is going.
So no, but what if you just burn the book? No.
Well, I don't know.
I
We
don't
don't. That's
know.
like that stuff that they didn't
Some
explain.
Zatch Bell
Right?
shit.
Could be.
couldn't this demon just break the door down, by the way?
100%. With the strength that
I
it
don't
threw the
know.
kid
At the
and
end, it
ripped
was
off its
floating,
limbs?
bro. It floated out of a lake.
Yep.
Or in the beginning.
In the
No,
beginning,
and
yeah.
even bro, the force that it threw the kid to break its limbs off,
Yeah.
100% it can do that. And it also floats
Yeah.
towards her when she shotguns it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Its leg, it's floating towards it. And the one in the kid
You're right.
or
No,
in
that
the-
is
in
very
the sheet
inconsistent.
was also floating too.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It all
inconsistent.
made no sense.
I think it'd be nice had they done it where, because every movie they have the evil entity take over, and then they have like crazy ass powers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they can they're all of a sudden so strong.
Yeah.
I think it would have been nice had they not done that and just she's very human like.
Human.
And she can.
But more of a zombie?
Yeah, she's defensive.
Yeah.
Like she can take a shotgun and all that.
Yeah.
But she's not physically strong. Like she can't actually do a lot of things.
Fucking floating.
Because think about when
She lifted the girl from with
Think about when the-
one arm.
think about when that. I mean, you could do that.
Nah.
With
But it was
the little
think about
girl?
the position too. Her arms being pushed against in the door, and she still had it.
No, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
so,
okay.
so
yeah.
Yeah.
in that scene, she should have been able to crush her
Throat.
windpipe.
She should have been
Yeah.
dead.
Throat.
She should have been dead.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, I feel like had they gone the extra step and killed that little girl too, that would have been nice.
Okay, Mr. Tragedy.
No, like
To be fair, I
Well,
like
'cause
so
she-
many horror movies nowadays, like they end in like happiness.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind had they ended this one
With
in
all of them
just
dying.
all of
Yeah,
them dying.
and that's what
Yeah.
I was saying. Like I thought
especially
this,
in a closed area like the apartment. As soon as we realized that it's all taking place in this one area,
yeah,
I was like, "There's no way these guys survive this.
Yeah,
It's such a
100%.
closed
Yeah.
area.
yeah.
We're just gonna watch this demon just slowly kill everything.
Yeah.
Because even in the first Evil Dead, like nobody survives that.
Bro, and they're not
Mm.
surviving a 13th floor drop in an
Yeah.
elevator.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
I mean,
elevator of blood.
it's filled with blood. It's possible.
It's not.
It's possible. I think so.
I don't think so.
Are we
Mythbusters.
testing it?
We're
Nice,
not
yeah,
testing
nice,
it, bro.
We can if we want to. We just need to
Um,
find the blood.
To do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. The soundtrack I don't think was anything too like the utilization of their soundtrack when there was like silence.
I
Was
think that
well
was
done,
great.
but the soundtrack itself
You don't like that?
wasn't anything that stood out to me.
In terms of horror movie
yeah, and-
standards,
yeah.
to me it did stand out.
really.
Yeah, because you're not gonna hear crazy soundtracks. Like it's not gonna be like any other movie.
What do you mean?
They-
Like
'cause
us, the soundtrack for us, amazing. That horrorness is like
That's
everything.
That
The-
the Us horror is more. It's a creepy horror. It's
Same
a,
with this.
Same with this. It's the same sort of horror.
no, because when you have
It wasn't
um,
scary,
No,
bro.
it
it
wasn't.
wasn't scary, but when you have an Exorcist movie type of shit,
Yeah.
Possession,
Possession,
paranormal.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's a different type of horror. It's
But
no
it-
longer creepy horror.
No, it's still creepy,
But
bro.
but the thing
it's
was,
more
the
it's more
soundtrack-
flat out, it's more flat out like horror in your face.
but
But you can still use
Get Out and
soundtrack.
Us and stuff like that was
But
all
you can still use the soundtrack
you can
to
you can.
portray that very
can.
well with violins, pianos, whatever.
See,
it may
that's
be.
actually one of my problems with the movie. It's a paranormal sort of like horror movie, right? Like
Yeah.
where we're talking about a demon
that
possessing
trope,
a human,
yeah.
right? But yet it doesn't lean into that
At
as
all.
Hard
much.
enough.
Like
Yeah.
hard enough.
It's like
Yeah.
more like a
it-
serial
it's,
killer.
It's more of a serial killer, sort of
Movie. Yeah.
creepy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a mix of shit.
gore, like
Yeah.
thriller, right? Like it's not scary. I wasn't scared
Yeah.
any.
I wasn't
like,
scared. Yeah.
Like
There was 0 jump scares. I feel like.
that's the thing. So like I
Yeah.
watch horror movies. I'll rarely ever actually get scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I understand
you can
why
understand the
people
scare
would
value there.
the
and
value,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
But then the jump scares are what usually will
Yeah,
get me.
same jump scares get me too. Yeah,
None.
None.
yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So I felt like it was like it was entertaining to just watch all this gore and like
Yeah.
the ways that they were killing people or like
Yeah.
however much lore we got or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like of course the acting of the main
Was
possessed
good,
demon,
yeah.
like it
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like having like not leaning into like that paranormal
Also,
sort of demon vibes, it's like it was I feel like a flaw.
I agree with that. It could be a flaw, but the only reason why I kind of actually like enjoyed it was just because the way they made the demon personal,
Mm-hmm.
like the way she was swearing at them and
Yeah.
like
Saying random shit.
just like yeah. And it's like she's like, oh, like nothing like a kiss won't fix, or like a hug from you won't kiss or fix or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Things like that. Oh, that's actually kind of like it was funny,
They had funny dialogue, but
It
I don't
was
know if
funny,
they're
but
doing
it
were
also-
they doing that on purpose? You think?
but it just made it more.
Partially, probably.
Okay.
It just made it more personal, where you don't normally get that. You just get the demon going straight
Yeah.
into demon mode and doing that thing, and this had more character like in there.
But now imagine having both of those like the two sides.
If you could
right?
do
like,
both,
where you
if
like
you could, yeah.
But you
But
could. That's the
to
thing.
me
You could.
To me, it was more like
Mhm.
a breath of like fresh air in that sense, where you don't really get that. I have seen some possession movies where obviously they pretend to be like they're normal again, and then they like go full,
go full. Yeah.
and then usually kill them or something after
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but I like it when they do that, and in this movie I think they did that well with just
Like
the,
this
the
movie
like the
felt like
characters.
basically just a filler movie that they used to kind of just show how strong this sort of entity is, and then
Maybe.
the next movie they're gonna have some sort of lore building.
Maybe.
Honestly,
yeah.
not
You know what I
even
mean?
not even
Like
filler.
it was literally just filler, bro.
I would say not even filler, because if it was actual filler, they should have leaned more into the lore and stuff, and actually helped out.
Then it wouldn't be filler. There's lore.
But I mean, like, help out, and for the rest, like, this is like filler in the sense where whatever they establish in this movie,
They're
they
just
don't have
showing,
to. They don't
yeah,
have to take away that time in a
yeah,
future
they're
movie.
just showing what it's capable of.
Yeah, but
Yeah. The
It
thing is,
wasn't-
like, they did make with the whole chainsaw thing, the
Mhm.
ant using the chainsaw.
yeah,
That's a reference to the OG.
yeah.
And with the raining blood too, that's
Yeah.
all a reference to the OG
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
Which is why I didn't mind it, but they
Yeah.
overused the blood like
Yeah.
crazy.
No, this movie was Demon
Yeah.
Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Solo Leveling, and then a little bit of Naruto
all together.
all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the demon's like, yo, word, you got some shit sealed in there?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So that opening that they had, it would have been that opening that they had. It would have been nice had that girl that grew up
Yeah.
had some type of attachment to
the demon.
that demon, and it like manifested
her
itself
daughter?
later.
Like the
The one that
goopy-
survived,
the
kid?
ant. Oh no, but
the
the ant,
kid?
ant was also pregnant, right?
Yeah,
So she used
either
the-
or. Yeah. I was also thinking, because she's pregnant, maybe they're gonna play it in a way, like childbirth or like children or whatever is
More sensitive.
God's gift or something, where it
and the
can
demon just like
almost like overpower a demon in some way, because
oh.
you have like the strength
Oh.
of two souls
Yeah.
instead of just one.
Oh.
So, because there are some movies that play it in that way,
Yeah.
and that's what I thought they were going with, but they literally did nothing with that,
yeah.
right?
And honestly, the son who like fucked them all over, he deserved to die way more.
Way,
sure.
way worse.
He just got
He-
stabbed
He
Yeah.
literally
In the
ruined
arm
their whole
twice.
family.
in
Yeah.
the chest a little bit.
Like, it's
that's it.
literally
Dude,
his
and
whole
what's
fault.
what's
Like-
crazy is he's the oldest one.
Yeah.
How are you that dumb?
He literally fucked his whole
Yeah.
family.
Makes no sense. Even after the girl was like, "Yo, don't touch this."
Yeah, and he kept. What the fuck are you doing? bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again,
Like, there's-
all
there's
on
the-
the same floor, everyone in the same
Yeah.
area. You don't know what's going on in the other room.
And there's dumb horror movie logic, but then there's this stupidity.
No, but see,
You know what I mean?
It's literally
Like, it's even worse horror movie logic.
because
Yeah.
they needed it to because of bad writing. They needed to use these shitty plot devices to move the story forward.
Yeah. No, but it's almost like don't even have her say anything. Don't even have her find out. Just have him.
On
Just
his
read
own.
it, yeah.
Because in the first one, you have this guy reading the shit on his own because he's
Yeah.
curious. So you're kind of like, oh, this guy fucked up. Like you know he's being dumb,
Yeah.
but it's just the one guy being dumb.
Yeah.
Now you have multiple characters, none of them thinking straight.
Also, yo,
All of them being dumb.
this demon was powerful enough that it wasn't even like completely released yet, and it was able to keep like the vinyl needle
On the
on
thing.
the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the kid didn't unplug his vinyl.
Yeah.
when
I
he-
think
Yeah.
I think they rushed the story way too fast.
Way too fast.
And especially with them having already established Evil Dead from the earlier like 1980s ones and the 2013 remake,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they could have spent a lot more time like actually building up the horror properly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of having like they probably didn't have to go into the lore or anything.
No, 100%.
They could have just gone with the book, but just have like an actual progression to it.
So going off of the fact that this is like the second movie, so there's a 2013 or 2014 one, right?
Yeah.
Does it mean that there's multiple books out there?
No,
Could-
there's first.
potential.
No, there was 2 movies that came out way back in the day,
Okay.
Yeah.
right? So there was Evil Dead, and then there was like
The Army of-
of the Evil Dead or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So it's like, and I'm not 100% correct on this, but basically what happens is there's like a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
In the first movie, there's like a sister and a brother who survive,
Yeah.
and the younger brother grows
Oh,
up.
did they?
It's some shit like that.
I thought maybe just the guy survived. I think
Maybe
I
it's
don't
the
know if-
guy who
did they both
survives?
survive?
Okay.
but he grows up, and he's missing an arm,
Uh-huh.
right, from the movie,
Yeah.
and he grows up, attaches a chainsaw to his arm,
Okay.
and then goes to hell and like defeats the
Yeah.
demons in hell.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's what happens in this.
He's
in
like out
the-
here just
in, like,
using his
the-
chainsaw arm.
Yeah. In,
No,
like,
that's some real chainsaw. Man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what happened in like the OG ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so then I don't know what they're doing now.
Yeah. So like that's the thing. It was like, is it multiple
I was
books?
I
then?
was maybe I think so. Like I was really hyped to see this movie for just because I thought because they're not going in that original direction, they're gonna
Mhm.
go in their own way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna branch off into actual horror, and they're gonna keep going with it.
Yeah.
So if there are multiple books, like I'd love to see. I would have loved to see it actually be quite different demons.
That's the thing.
Same
That's-
universe, almost like
Yeah.
I guess like almost like the Conjuring universe, how they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like the different
Yeah,
ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
Same thing like that, but the scale would just be a little bit different,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I agree.
Because the Conjuring
But there
ones,
needs to be some sort of counter.
but like with the Conjuring ones, it's all like, oh, God's gonna save you, like Bible
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
like
yeah.
priest, all that.
Yeah,
They could have established the Evil Dead one where like, yeah, it's a demon that's come out, but with your own grit, like you can surpass this demon. Because they're not that strong. Because even in the first one, they're able to survive. Like she's creepy.
No,
and
they're
she's
immortal
doing
though. Like, how are you stopping that
Yeah.
immortality? That's the issue.
lock them up.
I guess.
That's not enough, bro. They're evil. They look flying, floating.
I know, but that I'm just saying that would have been a lane for them to tap into.
Yeah. If
Right?
but the thing is, had they been thinking at the level you're thinking, their writing wouldn't be as shitty as it was.
Yeah. But that's also why I'm also surprised about that because it's 10 years since the last movie.
Yeah, but I mean,
They had so much because they had already teased in Evil Dead 2.
right.
I think even in the post credit scene or something of that first one, like you knew they're gonna make another one.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just
thing
I
is-
expected it a lot sooner though.
And we don't actually know how the first one and this one are connected.
Uh-huh.
because-
This could be a prequel or whatever.
Right, because so in the first one, because you didn't watch it, basically they go to a cabin and they find this book in the cabin,
Mhm.
right? But the fact that this book was in like a vault underground means
Yeah.
that this movie should technically predate that movie
Why?
unless there's multiple books.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it the same book that you guys saw?
I don't
it
think
looked
so.
the same.
It-
It looked
No,
the same.
it's different. It's different.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It had the same sort of.
I watched the trailer for the first Evil Dead today
Uh-huh.
because I tried watching it last night right after the movie because I wanted to see if
Right.
there's similarities and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on Netflix or anywhere to stream, so then I was kind of just like, screw it. I watched the trailer today, and the books look different.
Oh, do
Okay,
they?
So then in
Okay.
different books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still, you could still, like, they're both made of skin and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they are different books, yeah.
So yeah. So it's the Darkhold, and we're gonna use the Book of Ashanti, right?
Hopefully. I mean, if you want to. No, but, yeah, I feel like
This
that
is
it
the
would have
multiverse
it
of
would-
madness for real.
no, but it would have been really great to just have a demon movie, possession movie, without having to focus on some god priest shit.
Yeah.
And just, these guys are just able to outsmart the demon or do something with it. You know,
The jump scares in Multiverse of Madness were better than this movie.
high key, high
They
key when
were.
Wanda comes out and
Yeah.
she's yeah,
Yeah,
yo,
they
that I
were.
jumped,
They
I
were.
jumped.
And
I
the
actually
music
did.
was better too, and the directing
Yeah.
style was better too. Wow,
What do you wow?
that movie sucked.
But I will say this movie was very entertaining to the point that I would watch it again.
I would not.
It was entertaining enough
I
for
don't
me
know if I
where
would.
just for
Maybe.
just even because at least Evil Dead like the first one was good. I would even just watch it just to watch the second one right after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
So, going into ratings, what's your overall
5.5.
rating? Okay,
What'd you
5.5.
5.5.
5.5.
That's a watch again.
Potentially 6. Yeah, anything above a 5 is a watch again, for me. So 5.5 just because it was entertaining and the actress like the demon she popped off.
They did have a shot.
There were like really good moments that I liked, and Evil Dead personally like that's something I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So that's why. And also, that vinyl, that is the
Shut up.
hardest beat drop of life, bro.
All right.
That is the
Anyways.
hardest beat drop of life. Yo,
Potential.
you sample that and then you be a DJ anywhere. That's just going
All right.
crazy.
What's your rating?
Considering everything I didn't like about the movie, and considering what I did like about the movie, I think it's a fair score to say 5.3.
Okay. Is that a watch again or is not a watch again?
Maybe like once.
Yeah.
Like
Like
just
if you
to
watch the
see it
first one?
again. Yeah, maybe like just to watch it again. Like you know how,
Yeah.
how sometimes you just gotta watch a movie
At
like
least one more
twice?
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like if somebody hasn't seen it and you're like, yo,
Exactly.
let's throw it
Yeah.
on.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
4.75.
That's fairly close.
Respectable.
That's fairly close. Why is it a 4.7?
I'm surprised at your score, to be honest.
You want it higher?
I thought you were gonna go higher.
thought you were gonna go higher
My
too.
original was going to be a 6.5.
Yeah.
But then, as we're talking about this pod, it's just so many issues with it. And coming out of the theater, I had left the theater thinking, like, how do I rate this? Because I actually did enjoy, like, actually watching the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even despite all those flaws, which I feel like is such a big thing. And
Yeah.
that's why, for me, there is rewatchability for it.
Yeah.
But, like, I think 5.5 to 6.5 is, like, the best I can give it. Because there's... even just looking at what the first one did, comparing it to that, I feel like it should have compared well, where it really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I had to lower my rating, because like I was really just hoping it to be just as good. Yeah.
So, that's the end of our review.
Yeah.
Go down there, hit the like button, go in the comments if you guys will watch the movie. Let us know what
Yeah.
you guys have thought about the movie and your guys' ratings. If you agree with any of the flaws that we brought up, or if you guys agree with anything that we liked, let us know for sure. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, go under description. We have our TikTok and our Twitter. Go over there and follow both of them. Instagram coming never.
It's actually just a meme at this point.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
if you guys do find an Instagram of us, it's not us.
It'll
most
never
likely.
be us.
It won't be us. And if they try asking for money or something,
Yeah.
donations, they're lying.
I don't think we're big enough for that yet. but-
Yeah, we're not. All right.
Oh yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Yes.